Okay, it's about 2 minutes after 9, and we're going to go ahead and get started. We have some people on the phone, and I imagine that, people will start to join the call shortly, but I just want to go ahead and get started because we have some very, important material to cover because a lot of people, have been asking me about blogging, and there are just a lot of misconceptions concerning, how to blog and how to set up a blog. It was not until I started this internet marketing business that I really learned that blogging is just not as simple as putting some words, and posting them. There is an art to blogging. And so what I want to share with you guys tonight is blogging and how to sell yourself to make more sales, because essentially that is what blogging is. Blogging is like an online journal, and you're just opening up to an audience. Whatever it is your product is, and, you're adding some personal touches to it. And so this is what I want to cover tonight as far as how to set yourself up, for success in your blog. I want to go over what you want to blog about, what should you blog about. And, it's amazing because you see people making like $100,000 blogging, and you're like, okay, really, how can someone make six figures just blogging? And doing this online marketing business, I have been able to see exactly how people make six figures just blogging. And it's not just about posting content. It's about reaching an audience, a certain type of audience. It's about selling yourself so that people trust you and people, understand you. And so that opens them up to you, and you can basically sell them anything, whether it be, jewelry, perfume, or clothes, or a product or service. So this is what we're going to talk about tonight. And I think that, a lot of people will find this information helpful because setting up a blog it's simple, but if you really, really want to make money at it, you want to set it up, the right way. So a blog fact, 128 million blog readers. That's about half of the United States. So there's 128 million people who read blogs. And I found out that people read blogs simply because they want to find out, information. It's almost like reading the news, but you're reading about, a person or a particular product that someone is selling. I did not realize until I started this business that there are 128 million people who read blogs. I'm thinking to myself, I thought, people read the news or people Google, but blogging has become just this art form, and people are taking to it. Businesses are setting up blogs and directing traffic, to their product. So the key to setting up your blog is, number one, you're building your online brand or your persona. Okay, your brand is the foundation of your business. So when you think about being, online, you have to think about why should people buy what you're selling? What are you about? So if you're trying to sell a product, and it does not matter if you are in MCA or if you are in a traditional MLM business like, Evo Health or Vima or Visalis or whatever, MLM, you might be doing, it doesn't matter about that. People want to know you. So I learned very early on, in this business, is to brand yourself. This is the reason why in the trainings that I teach, I talk about, not getting too wrapped up in, all of the nicknames and, when you build your Facebook page, you don't want all of these fictitious names. You want to use your birth name. So, for example, Camille Alexander, you want to brand yourself and you want people to get to know, you. And it's okay to have like an online persona, but people need to know, your name. And so you have to decide what you're going to be about. Are you about, empowerment or personal development, or, what are you selling to people? When people are comfortable with you, they open up. They feel a connection to you, and so they are willing to listen to what you have to say. This is called building credibility in the internet marketing world. So essentially, relationships are key no matter what you're selling and, whatever the cost. So when you are writing your blog, what you want to do is think about who you're writing to. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So one of the tips are people do business with those they like and trust. And, when you start to think about, your blog, and we're going to do just a small exercise in pertaining to, the blog, I'm going to have you guys just think about some topics and some keywords that you want to associate with your blog. And so we're going to get into that really, really deep, simply because this is going to show you how to write an article. A lot of people, just don't have that talent or that knack for writing, and so what they do is they outsource the writing. So just because you can't write doesn't mean you can't have a blog. That's furthest from the truth. There are tons and tons of people online who write articles and are get paid for blogging. I myself, a few years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago, I used to get paid to write articles for a real estate person's blog. So don't think that because, you don't, have that, natural talent of writing that you can't, do a blog. You can definitely outsource that talent to someone else, and they can help you post on your blog. So you can find someone for really cheap. I also have some resources that I'm going to share with you guys where you can hire people for $3, $4, or $5 an article or whatever to post on your blog. If you just feel like, hey, I just don't think I can just write content every day and bring sales to my business. You can outsource. You can outsource that issue. Okay, so branding yourself. So who is Camille? I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm Camille Alexander, a.k.a. Internet Biz Mommy, and I chose that brand name. Camille Alexander, of course, is my real name, but I'm also known as Internet Biz Mommy simply because I'm an Internet Biz Mom, and so that is the company that I use for, all of my online business. And I came up with that simply because I've been in retail sales and marketing for over 15 years. I just decided 7-8 months ago, me and my husband, to get into the online marketing. So I'm a technical writer by profession. So I've always just been a natural writer, and so I guess, that's why, I take to blogging because I've always been just a natural writer. So I'm a technical writer. I'm the mother of, 5 children. I was temporarily laid off from corporate America when me and my husband decided to join, the internet marketing industry. And we've built an amazing income, and, we're showing other people how to build not just 1 or 2 streams of income, but multiple streams of income without, leaving their living room. And so I say all this is because this is what you want to do. I challenge you to do this exercise where you say, well, who is Patricia, or who is Terrence, or who is Sandra? Write these things out, because these are things that people are going to want to know about you, in your blog, in addition to the product that you're selling. So you just want to be kind of, you don't want to be pushy and, you just want to be natural. Tell people your story. And that is the number one thing that I hear, in this business. And I've, read over and over again from mentors and other people who have been successful with this is that, you share your story. Your readers want to identify with you. So by me telling people, I've been in retail sales and marketing for X amount of years, and, I have 5 children, and how I came into this business, I'm going to identify with someone who is going to read my blog. And so they're going to come back. That's going to entice them to come back because they say, well, hey, I'm in the same situation where, I want to start an internet marketing business, or I have, and maybe she has something, to teach me. And so they come back. So what you want to do is make sure that you share your story with other people, so that, they are able to identify with you and they keep, coming back to you and they keep reading. So that's another important aspect is branding yourself. So when people see me on the internet, they know I'm Camille Alexander. My brand is Internet Biz Mommy. And so I am branding myself, and I have solidified who I am, online. There's so many people who are online, and when you say their name, you automatically know, who they're talking about, either because they may be a top earner in their company or whatever business, or they just have this presence online. So you want people to know who you are, and you definitely have to share, your story. So your first blog article, and I don't know if people on the phone have already started blogging, but the very first article that you want to write is about you and sharing your story and how you got into, like I said, whatever business that you're in. It doesn't even have to be, MCA, but whatever business that you're in, share your story with people. That should be the very, very first article that you post, on your blog. Okay, so we're going to talk about some blogging mistakes that could cost you sales, and we're going to get to how you get these sales in just a second. Number one, there's this thing called CTA, and there's what it's called is a call to action. So a call to action is when you are prompting the reader to do something, either to opt into your page or subscribe to whatever it is that you're selling, or something like that. So when we say call to action, we use words like sign up now or join now or click here, to subscribe. So those are call to actions. And so one of the biggest mistakes that, we make in blogging is not enticing people to do something in the article. So I guess what I want to say right now is you're just not blogging aimlessly. This is an art form, as I said before. And so you're just not blogging, you're just not telling your story and then clicking post, and then you go on, to your next article. You are not only blogging to tell people about yourself, but you're blogging to entice people into, your business and into you and what you're selling. So a call to action should be in every post. So truth, if you're not optimizing your blog with offers and calls to action, you're missing out on a tremendously powerful business opportunity to generate leads, thus diminishing the value of your blog's return on investment. So there should always be somewhere in your blog article something that says, if you'd like more info, click here, or sign up now, or some call to action should always be in your blog. So just remember that you're not just rambling or just telling people about your children or whatever. Remember that the intent is to draw your audience in to where they will buy from you and spend money with you. And this is how you make money blogging. It's not just you writing articles and people, clicking on them and reading them and then, going off to some other different website. You want to draw people in to the point where they're wondering what you're doing. And so if you don't put a call to action on your post, they're going to walk away with nothing. Okay, so just remember that, you're not only in that first blog article, you're not only telling your story, but you're giving them a call to action. So after you've told them everything about yourself and how you got into this business and what business you're in, and mentioning, how, wonderful your business is, at the end of your article, you want to say, to find out more about, how I make money online, click here or join here. So those are just one of the biggest mistakes that could cost you sales, is not inputting a call to action. After they've read your great, story about who you are, they want more. So that's what you're going to have to do, put in a call to action. Another mistake is always going the free route. Now, I understand, we all come from the same place of just being beginners and saying, okay, well, I want to make some money before, I opt into this or do this. The thing is, everything that's free isn't always designed to get your business running at a high level. Sometimes free can mean a shortcut, temporary, it could mean shady, or it could mean just good enough. Sometimes free is good, but be willing to pay for what you want and what you need so that you can get, maximum results out of your business. A minute ago, I was speaking about those people who say, well, I can't really write, but I still like to, do this and make money blogging. And you may want to pay someone to help you write the articles. Well, $3 or $4 or $5 an article isn't a lot of money, but it's going to yield you a great return. So, don't feel like, well, if it isn't free, I'm not going to try it or I'm not going to do it. Sometimes it takes us to spend just a little so we can get a greater return on, what it is that we're trying to do. So, again, free doesn't always mean that it's going to have your business running, at a high level. I've tried some things online that are free, and they were just, just not that good, where I just wish I would have paid for it, So always going the free route isn't always good and get you maximum results. The third thing is spending too much time setting up. Now, when I first got my blog, it took me my first blog, it took me over 2 weeks to set it up because I didn't know anything about embedded codes, I didn't know anything about setting up templates in the blog. And so it took me so long to set up my first blog. And I was just so happy when I did get that first post out because I'm like, okay, I've just worked so hard on this. The myth is that you feel like you're getting a lot done because of all the activity of fiddling with things. I really thought I've mastered, how to create a blog because I put buttons and bells and whistles on this blog. And, the truth of the matter is I built this blog and was barely getting any traffic. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to get traffic to your blog. People can read your blog, but if they don't come away with anything, they're not going to come back. And so the reality is you're preventing yourself from doing what really needs to be done to have a successful business. So the tip is focus on adding value and making money. So you don't want to spend 2 or 3 weeks, setting up your blog. Now, this is something else that can be outsourced, to be honest. If you feel like I don't know how to add tags and Facebook buttons and all of this stuff, this is something else that can be outsourced for really, really cheap. But this new blog that I have eliminates the need to outsource and, just do a lot of things. But I pay for it. So if you feel like, hey, I don't want to pay for, a blog just yet, I'm going to try it the traditional way, you can outsource that job to, someone else. Okay, so a blog fact. One of the greatest benefits of business blogging relates to search engine optimization. If you're not consciously taking action on various ways to optimize your blog for search engines, you're missing out on the tremendous opportunities your blog offers to increase keyword rankings and grow your organic search traffic. Now, I guess you're saying, what does all of that mean? Okay, so we're going to talk about SEO. And I'm not sure how many people, on this call have ever heard of SEO, but it is search engine optimization, and it is directly related to blogging, okay? SEO is the process of increasing a particular website's traffic through the manipulation of search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing, okay? So the process of improving the visibility of a website or a web page of search engines, be it natural or unpaid search results. So in short, what this means is SEO is doing things to make your blog come to the top of the search engines when people Google on certain words. So that's what we're going to go over next. We're going to talk about keywords. So keywords is the term you want to be on the this is the term that you want to be on the number one ranking whenever someone searches for it. This is the core of your whole SEO operation. So let's break this down. You have a blog. You've written like a 500-word article or even a 100-word article. But the key is you must have keywords, okay? Keywords are the core of your SEO operation. So let's go back here. Develop an SEO strategy for your blog and implement that strategy for every piece of content you create and publish on your blog. So you might use a keyword. Let's just say if you are in a business such as MCA. Well, you want to use MCA as one of your keywords. And you want to use it throughout your article, but you don't want to overuse the word MCA. So what happens is when you use the keyword MCA, maybe once, maybe twice in your article, we recommend that you don't use your keywords more than twice in an article, because what happens is it turns into keyword stuffing. And so you don't want someone to read it and they're reading MCA in every sentence. And when someone types MCA into Google and your blog comes up and then they're reading your content and all it says is MCA this or MCA that, they're going to click off of it because you're using your keyword too much. So all of this is really directly related to each other: SEO, keyword, and your blog, okay? So you want to think of your keywords first. What you want to do is think of the keywords and then write your blog. So if you want to do 100 words or 500 words, it doesn't matter. But think of your keywords first. So, for example, if you're an MCA, your keywords might want them to be MCA, benefits, roadside assistance. So pick out about 5 keywords and write an article for each keyword. Again, you don't want to overuse those keywords. But this is how you rank and get your articles ranked in Google. So when people when people search on those keywords, your website or your blog will come to the top of the search engine. And so this is what I mean by this is an art form. Guys, this isn't just about writing an article and posting it and having people look at it. There is an art form, because you can write an article every day for a year, but if you're not driving traffic to that blog or that site, and you're not using, keywords and call to actions, your blog, people are just going to go to your blog, read it, might get halfway through it and leave. So all these things are directly related to you having a successful blog. So I just challenge everybody to do a little research on SEO and search engine optimization and keyword strategies, because this is how your blog gets to the top of the Google search by your keywords. And so you also want to have your keywords in the title, somewhere in the paragraphs. And like I said, you don't want to use your keywords more than twice. Okay, so let's talk about that. The most important places to include your keywords on any page of your site are in the page title, the URL, the H1 header tag. In your blog's case, this usually means your blog's title. This means that if you're trying to rank for keywords, for example, how to use a blog, you need to make sure that you need to make sure to use that phrase in that order in all three places. And this is how you rank in Google, by your keywords. So the tip is brainstorm keywords to help determine a topic for your blog. This is an important step in developing your blog's SEO strategy. So now we're just getting into really the meat and potatoes of blogging. And when I first started, my internet marketing business, I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm just going to write articles. I'm a natural writer. But I realized that it's more than just writing an article. Number one, I have to have an audience. Who am I writing to? Two, I have to have keywords so that my blog ranks high in the Google search engine. Three, I need to do call to actions. What do I want people to come away with in my blog? What do I want people to do, once they've read my blog? And how do I create sales? So these are just some of the very, very important things that tie along with, you having a blog. And I know a lot of people, they write blogs for fun and, they're just like, well, I just want to share, my story with the world and what have you. But the bottom is, I know those of us on this call, we are blogging to make money, and we also want to share our story with the world. But we just need a few more bells and whistles. So, again, brainstorm keywords to help determine a topic for your blog. So when you sit down and think about your blog, write your keywords first and then write your article, okay? Again, if you're going to outsource this, it'll probably be less thinking because the person that you hire for this will already know or should know. But for those of you that want to, blog yourself, these are some things that are very, very important, because if your blog is not ranked in Google or high up in the Google search engine, then it's kind of pointless because people aren't going to see it. Your blog is going to get lost basically in the shuffle. Okay, we talked about keyword stuffing. Keyword stuffing is using a word or phrase too much, and it's probably one of the most well-known mistakes that bloggers make. While your content should be keyword rich, if you use keywords too much, then search engines will not like your website, and when they don't like you, you won't get high rankings. So the search engines know when you're doing the keyword stuffing and you're trying to get yourself high up there. So that's why I recommend that, you should not use your keyword, in every sentence of your blog, to try and get ranked, because it's just not going to work. So make sure it's in the title, make sure it's in the body, and in your website. And like I said, this is really, really, an art form. I just really didn't realize with blogging how strategic, you have to be in order to get your site ranked, in order to, make sales. And so when I, thought of the title for this webinar, how to sell yourself to make sales, thinking in terms of, we talked about building, your brand, okay? All of this is just very, directly, related to your blog, who you are, related to your blog, related to your keywords, related to the SEO. So everything, is linked together. So again, this is just not about, just writing and writing and writing. I recommend that if you are interested in blogging, to write an article per day. using, your keywords. So when you think of 5 keywords, just write an article per day using those keywords. And, you want to be consistent, with your blogging. A lot of times you might find blogs online where, the person hasn't written anything since June of, 2010. That is definitely going to put a dent in your sales and you driving traffic to your site and getting sales simply because you're not being consistent. One of the things that I have learned to do is during the day, I might think of my keywords and think of, what I want to talk about, and then at night when when it's quiet and I put my kids down and everything, I write my articles around my keywords. But this is a practice, that you want to commit to every day simply because you want to bring people back to your blog. You just don't want to, capture them with sharing your story, and then after that they don't hear from you. They're not going to come back, and your blog is just going to get, lost in the shuffle, where it's like, okay, they don't even, write consistently. The one article that they had was very good, but, you're leaving your audience wanting more. So number one is to make sure that you blog consistently and use the format, that I'm giving you guys here, tonight, is that you want to be high in the search engines. This is how people find you. This is how people find, who you are. I used to wonder, how are people making $100,000 blogging? I'm like, are they getting paid per article or something? No, what happens is they do exactly what they're supposed to do as far as the keyword and the SEO strategy, and then what they do is put in their call to action, and then what happens is once you put in that call to action and, people have taken to you by what you're sharing in your story, and then they click on your join now or get more info here, and then they opt in. So this is how you get leads and ultimately conversions to sales, because you have that call to action in your on your blog. So if you have a button that says join now, what they're going to do is they're going to click on the button, of course, and put in their name and email, and right there you have a lead. This is very, very, very tricky in that, if you don't have that call to action, you'll get people that will come to your blog that are interested and they will buy what you're selling. But if you don't, ask them for their information or ask them to join you in whatever you're doing, then they're going to leave the page. And so this is very, very important. And selling yourself to make sales is, again, about telling people who you are and what's the connection, the business, and, what are you doing. So you want to be consistent. Again, you want to make sure that, whatever you're writing about, make sure that it's, you're not writing about birds one day and then the next day, you're writing about, bicycles or something. You want to be consistent in, who you are, who you've developed as your online persona, and you don't want to be all over the place. If you're going to write, make sure that, you find, your niche and you stick to that topic. There's nothing worse than going to a blog and then you're reading something and then the next post, is about something, totally off. So that's something else for you to consider, when you are developing your blog. Not only who you are and who you're branding yourself as, but what topics, and what are you going to stick to? What are you going to talk about? I know that, when you're writing your articles, you may not always want to talk about your business per se. You do want to plug it in because you do want to have that call to action. But if you're like me, my blogs are about, my children and me being an internet biz mom and the ups and downs and the trials and tribulations of trying to run a business and then having 5 children and, just so many of the adventures that I go through, it's really quite funny. So, that's what I stick to. I stick to, what I know and, what I go through from, day to day, just, being a mom. So, figure out, what it is that you want to do. Figure out who it is that you want to be and stick to that. If you want to talk about your business every day, whatever business that you're in, that's fine too, but you don't want to jump all over the place, because definitely people will, be like, okay, you want to focus and you want to hone in really on, what it is that, you're trying to accomplish with the blog. Now, as far as I want to go back to this blog engagement. So when you're building your blog and you have content and you have your call to actions in place and, you have your keywords in place, you want to keep your comments open. Monitor the comments under your blog and reply. Don't close the comments on your blog. They're essential to facilitating conversation about your blog content. A lot of people disable the comments. I notice people do that on YouTube as well. What they'll do is they will just disable the comments because they don't want anybody to say anything, whether they're for or against whatever it is that they're talking about. But what you want to do is leave the comments, open, so that, which brings me to my next thing, don't fear negative comments. People are nicer than you think. Embrace feedback as constructive criticism. So don't moderate the comments or, don't close off the comments. Just make sure that you leave the door open for people to, come in and be free and say, and that's not a license for people to be rude or, it's not a license for, people to, curse you out or anything like that. But, those people who are genuinely interested in what you have to say, you want to hear from them. And you should ask questions and listen to feedback. Directly promote interaction by posing questions within your blog content. So after you've wrote this nice article telling people about yourself and about your business or, whatever niche that you have decided to go with, you want to ask people, questions. How do they feel about the content or, whatever it is that you're writing about? You want to engage people, and this keeps people coming back to your blog. And this is what it is. This is what it's called, selling yourself to make sales. You're putting content out there about yourself, about what you're doing from day to day, about, your business. Think of like some really good strategies to keep people, engaged. And so, again, leaving your comments open and asking for feedback and interacting. This is the same thing that I tell people on the training webinar for MCA. This is what I tell them as far as their fan page. Put things out there where people will engage and they will ask questions. There's nothing more rich than connecting with somebody. It may be over a picture or, somebody might come to your blog that's in the same business as you or looking to get into the same business as you. And so when you connect with people, that is the key to getting people to open up and spend their money with you. And that is what it's all about. I know that people just blog for fun, but for me, I blog because I want to draw people not only just, to me and, my story, but I want to draw people into this business. And there are benefits to this business. So if you are promoting yourself and you're promoting the business, what are the benefits? Like, what are people getting from you, and why should they buy anything from you? Why should they join your business? That might be something else that, you want to write about and that you want to, convey to your potential customers. Again, developing that relationship of honesty and trust. I have gotten plenty of emails from people, saying, what is that? What is that you're doing? What are you selling or whatever? And it's not because they know me so well, but because I've established a connection online from my Facebook posts and the content that I give or whatever. And so I draw people in and they want to know what it is that I'm doing. And this is how you develop you know consistent readers coming to your blog, coming, back and forth to, your blog. And so it is the same thing with Facebook. It's the same thing with, your fan pages or your fan page. It's about engaging people. And once you have, that connection, and once you have, that trust, you build a customer base. And I've been in retail a very, very long time. And I have sold things. I used to work at a perfume store. I used to be a manager at Perfume Mania. And I will never forget that I had customers that came in there like almost on a daily basis, but they never bought anything. They just came in to talk to me. But there would be times where they would come in and they would just find something to buy just because, I had a conversation with them. They weren't really interested, in perfume per se, or they weren't looking to spend money that day. But I got people all the time that would come to my counter and say, oh, I guess I'll buy some lotion from you today, or I guess I'll get this from you today, and that connectivity, that trust ended up resulting in commission sales for me. So it is the same thing with, online content, and it's the same thing with blogging. You want to talk to people and appeal to people, and you want to relate. And so this is how you draw people in, and once you have that, that is where the money comes in. So people aren't making $100,000 for just writing about anything, or they're not making $100,000 because they're low in the Google search rankings. There is an art form to blogging, and so what I wanted to do was just go through with you guys what it takes, when you're blogging, and when you're blogging with purpose. You just don't want to ramble. A blog is not a license to ramble. It is. It should be targeted. It should be specific. It should be heartfelt. I've read some blogs where you can't really tell what the person's focus is or what they're trying to do. I've read blogs where people just rant. You don't want to do that either. You don't want to offend your potential customers, because what will happen is people will come to your blog, and then you'll be known online as this person who is disgruntled, and nobody's going to want to buy anything from you. So again, a blog is just not a license to ramble. It is a very targeted, focused practice, and it can yield you a lot of money. I know for my blog, I think the first day when I posted my blog, and with all of my call to actions and keywords and everything, I got like 40 people. So this is definitely an art form. And you have to make sure that, you know what you're doing. And so even after this webinar tonight, this won't be the last, webinar I give on blogging, because this is really, really serious. And, again, it's a very, very targeted practice. Now, let me just say, you can have fun with your blog. You can, like I said, put all the bells and whistles on, and you can write about recipes. You can write about cupcakes, or, whatever it is. But just remember that you have to have certain things in your blog to get people to come to you and buy things from you, okay? So remember that you're having fun with your blog. Remember that, you want people to engage with you and, talk with you on your blog, but also you want to get them to buy, or you want to sell your product or service to them. So, them reading your blog and they don't have a link or something to go to that says, okay, Paul is, he's this, that. He's a father of 3, and, he's made $200,000 with this business, but there is no info about the business. If I read a blog where somebody has made $200,000, I want to know what business they're in, and I want to check it out. So I need a call to action on the bottom of that page. And this is, again, a very, it's just a very, very targeted practice to where you definitely can make some serious money. And again, once you've established trust with people, once you have made that connection, you can sell anything. And, being in sales and retail, for so many years, your personality shines through. We're living in a digital, age where more and more people are starting to work from home. More and more people are starting to make money, online. And so the same skills that you would give to a person, in a store, or, the same customer service that you would give to someone, face-to-face is the same customer service that, you want to give even in your blog. You want to open up for people to ask questions, about you or your business or what have you. So just remember that your blog is just a digital reflection of who you are. And so you want to make sure that, you're optimizing your blog to get the most searches, to get the most page views, to get the most leads. Even if they don't buy your product right off, you might get maybe 20 to 30 leads, if you put in that call to action. And once you put in that call to action and they opt in, and your autoresponders start to send them emails, they might end up signing up with you or buying your product or service. So, building your online presence is the first thing that you want to do. So the exercise that I want you guys to do, a little bit of homework, is thinking of 5 key words for your article or articles. Think of 5 key words and then build an article around each of those words. That's 5 blog articles that you can publish, okay? And so it's really not, even if you're not a writer, you can definitely squeeze out, 100 words per key, 100-word article per keyword. So that's just a challenge for you guys that are interested, in blogging and, getting more content out to, your customers. And again, being consistent. So let's talk about a traditional blog. Okay. So the reason why a lot of people, fail at blogging is because it's so hard to set up. Again, like I said, it took me over 2 weeks to set up my first blog. You have to purchase a domain, get hosting, get a designer, think about what you're going to sell, create lead capture pages, create sales funnels. You got to do your own, you got to think about SEO and learn how to market and get traffic. There's just so many things like with a traditional blog. And I just end up stumbling upon this viral blogging system, and it's just so much easier. And it's a new platform coming out next week, and it's so it's just complete. It's like awesome. It's called ENV2, and it's a blog system. It's a viral blogging system. Okay, and they are opening up this viral blogging system next week to customers. So the ENV2 blog. It allows you to manage all your blogs from one place. Some people have more than one blog, and update or add new content on any of them from one simple interface. It has this viral architecture you need to make your content go viral. You can publish content to your blog right from your phone. I don't know of any system that has been able to do that just yet. You can shoot a video on your smartphone, upload it right onto your website, without doing all the coding. You can snap a picture and publish it to your blog. Domain name, you can get that domain name without ever having to turn on your computer. You can talk into your phone and see your dictated article on your website. I mean, it just has all these bells and whistles that we're just not used to, again, with this traditional blog. So if anybody is interested in, trying out the ENV2, the Blog Beast, what you can do is you can text Blog Beast to 727 72727, or I have the link for you to go and take a look and opt in, so that when it comes out, you can take a look and see if it's something that would interest you. That blog is $25 a month, but it does everything for you. All you have to do is write the content. You don't have to do the SEO. You don't even have to do, you just get everything, and all you have to do is publish, and all you have to do is write the article. So everybody's kind of excited about this new blogging platform, because nobody wants to be bothered with, all of the traditional stuff of setting up a blog and it taking so long to set up. So if you are interested in learning more information about the Blog Beast, and it's satisfying, your blogging needs, you can always, or you can go to the website. If you go to internetbizmommy.com, you can opt in for information about Blog Beast. But I just wanted to share with you tonight some of the things about blogging. I get emails and phone calls and things all the time about, how do I do a blog? How do I write the article? What do I need to do? And so I just wanted to give this training, and I'll probably give another one too. But I just wanted to give this training simply because people think it's just so simple as writing an article and posting it, and then, getting 1,000 hits, and it just does not happen like that. There are certain things that you are definitely going to have to get your blog ranked to the top of the search engines, getting people to buy from you, just getting people to opt into your business. And this is how you make the money. The Blog Beast comes out the beginning of next week. I already had I already had ENV1, so I'll be on the first. I'll be one of the first to get the new blog platform, and I'm kind of excited about it because I've been writing articles and content every single day, and I just can't wait to be able to do this from my phone. Sometimes, I have 5 kids. Sometimes I just don't have the time to, sit down and maybe, write by hand or something like that. Like, I can walk around and talk into my phone, record the blog article, and upload it right to my blog. So that's kind of exciting to me because I'm a digital person, and I'm always on the go. And so even in the car in the morning, I can just record my article and start talking and upload it straight to my blog. I think that's just the coolest thing in the world. So I'm really, really excited about it. I definitely think it has been the 2 months that I've had the original ENV1, it's been totally worth it, and I just don't have time to do all of the things that a traditional blog entails, and so this works perfect for somebody like me who is very I just want it to be simple, and so it does come out next week, and I'm just really, really excited about it because it's going to take blogging to a whole different level, and you can make money with this. I have seen with ENV1, I've seen people make $100,000, just by blogging. And so this is why I signed up for the first blog, because I want some of that myself. I want to make $100,000, all by, just blogging. But you have to follow the rules to where you get the customers and they opt into your business. You want those leads and you want to convert those leads into sales, and you can do that all by blogging. You just have to do it the right way. So what I want to continue to do is train people on the new ENV2, the Blog Beast. I want to continue to train people on that after it has come out, and help you guys as well as myself, make money, get leads, and get new customers. And so this training was about selling yourself, to make more sales, and in regards to who you are online, who do you want to be. You have to remain relevant in order for people to sign up with you and sign into your business. People aren't making $100,000 blogging just because they slapped some content together and posted it. It just doesn't happen like that. There is an art form. This is magic, and so hopefully you guys will think about that when you're signing up for your blogs and deciding what you want to do as far as a blog. I want to open up the call to any questions. I know it's a lot of content. SEO and keyword is very, very tricky. There's just so many nuts and bolts to it, but I'm looking forward to definitely being able to blog from my phone. So does anybody have any questions so far? I could go on and on. There's so many other things that, I did not cover in this training, but I am going to have another one, because we're going to talk about on the next webinar, we're going to talk about developing your niche and how do you do that. If you guys have any questions, just type them, into the chat box. And I just want to ask, how many people who has a blog right now, or who is interested in, making more money, through the blogging platform? Okay, Patricia said okay. Patricia, I'm definitely going to keep in touch with you. I know we talk. I'm going to keep in touch with you in regards to the blogging platform. So all the people that are interested, I am going to go to internetbizmommy.com and make sure that you sign up for the updates on the new blogging platform. Like I said, it's going to be awesome, and it's going to show you blogging from a different perspective. There is no other platform out like this to where you can do everything digitally. You don't have to worry about, SEO and all of that stuff is done for you. So make sure you go to internetbizmommy.com and check that out and opt in for updates on that system that is coming out. I want you guys to prosper, and if you decide to do a blog, I think that this would relieve some of the stress, that some people feel. I know when I first started blogging, I was just lost. I finally got it up, but it was a lot of work, and I still had not done, any SEO or anything like that. It was just getting the blog up and functional. And so when I converted to ENV1, I was like, okay, this is much easier, because they did SEO for me, but now they are coming out with ENV2, and it's even more, it's just even more, it's just greater compared to the first one, and better for what I want to do. Yeah. And having 500 views is great. you want to convert those 500 people into leads. You have to have your CTA in your blog, because if you got 500 views, you should have almost 500 leads, because at the end of the article, you definitely want people to opt in, even if you got 200 or 300 leads out of those 500 views. But make sure you have something to where people are going to keep coming back, to your blog. As I said before in the beginning of the presentation, over 128 million people are blog readers. There is money, in those 128 million people. And so those are people who read blogs, who want to, find out, what's going on with other people. They want to spend money. So your job is to find those people out of that 500 who want to spend money, who want to opt into your business, or who are interested. And so that's where the keyword searches come from, and the SEO. And, like I said, this gets really, really deep, and it can be done. So does anybody have any more questions in regard to blogging, or, how to brand yourself? What should you do, the do's and don'ts? Okay, so I want everybody to definitely do the 5 keywords exercise. Think of 5 keywords and build an article. I'm just going to say 100 words around each of your keywords, and publish the content. If you already have a blog, or if you have if you have a blog, post those 5 articles, to your blog. Again, be consistent. How many times to blog a day? You can do 1 article per day. 1 article per day is totally fine. You don't want to, if you want to do more than that, you can. You're definitely welcome to. But, if you're just starting out and you're, doing this yourself, you want to do 1 blog article a day. And then after a while, if you get more comfortable with doing that, then you can just, you can do 2 or 3 if you're very, savvy. But it does take time to craft a very, very good article. And so, you just don't want to rush and put things out there. You definitely want to make sure that, you have those bells and whistles that you need, so that your blog gets picked up by the search engines. Does anybody else have any more questions? Okay. Well, I hope I have just shed a little bit more light and, gone a little bit more in depth about what it takes to, have a blog and to make sales by having, a blog. Again, work on your story, who you are, who you want to be, and what do you want to share with the world. Again, if you are interested in that new blogging platform that does all of the, has all of the bells and whistles and does everything for you, just go on to internetbizmommy.com and just opt in for the updates, because the new system is coming out, and it's something that I think you guys will definitely benefit from. And there's going to be a part 2 to this training, and we're going to talk about developing your niche and some more do's and don'ts, of blogging. So if that is all, I won't hold you guys too much longer. I just definitely wanted to reach out to you guys that were interested in blogging and letting you know, how it needs to be done. So you guys can reach me on Facebook, and I'm Camille, Creative Soul Alexander on Facebook. You can email me, or, we're in the MCA Life Changers Facebook group. You can also find me there. So if there are no further questions, I will let you guys go. And I will send out another training link to the second part of this, and make sure you're registered for it. All right. And so you guys have a good night, and thanks so much for attending. I'll see you at the top.